the Philippine Overseas Employment Program. The number speaks. From handful, it became 100. Later, 1,000. Over the years, 1,000,000, then grow further in number. Now, there are almost 10.23 million overseas Filipinos, divided into three. Ang mga permanent migrants, merong 4 na milyon, at ang temporary naman ay may 4.2 million, at ang mga irregular migrants naman ay 1.6 million. The number speaks. The number of deployed overseas Filipino workers OFWs steadily grows through the years. More than 1.814 million OFWs left the country in 2014. Land base, more than 1.4. New hires, more than 485,000. At ang mga rehires naman, 920,000. At sa sea-base naman, more than 395,000. There are top destinations of OFWs: Saudi Arabia, UAE, Singapore, Qatar, Hong Kong, Kuwait, Taiwan, Malaysia, Bahrain, Canada. Ang top ay Saudi dahil ito ang mas pinakamadali at maraming trabahong magagawa, kaya ito ang top destination ng mga OFWs. Migration challenges. What goes with the burgeoning number of OFW is the multifaceted challenges. Protection and welfare of workers, harnessing the gains of migration and cushioning its social cost, need for an effective migration management sites, factoring migration into national development. Institutionalizing the OE program. Presidential Decree 442 in 1974, the Labor Code of the Philippines. It regulated the presentation of the private sector in a recruitment and placement of workers locally and abroad. Ang private sectors ay nagkakaroon or magiging involved sa recruitment ng mga workers at kung saan sila dadalhin locally and abroad. Created Overseas Employment Development Program, OEBDB, the National Seaman Board, NSB, that complemented the employment efforts of Bureau of Employment Service. Institutionalizing the OE program. Executive Order 797 in 1982. The creation of the Philippine Overseas Employment Administration, POEA, where the functions of the OEBD and NSB and OE function of West consolidated. Executive Order 247 in 1987. Recognize the POA to strengthen workers' protection and tighten regulation of a private sector's participation of OE. Republic Act 8042 in 1995. Migrant Workers and Overseas Filipino Act. Deregulation of recruitment activities. Stricter rule on illegal recruitment. Selective deployment. Repatriation of workers. Reintegration program. Shared program information system on migration. Education program for prospective OFWs. One country team approach. Restructured system for adjudication of cases.
The role of POEA. We pursue excellence in governance to satisfy our customer. We achieve this by providing effective and efficient service, operating within the requirements and standard governing overseas employment, empowering our human resources, assuring continual improvement using ISO 9001:2008. The role of POEA, government agency in charge of managing labor migration. Vision, excellence in governance for world-class Filipino migrant workers. Mission, POEA connect to the world in partnership within all stakeholders facilities and preserve decent jobs for Filipino migrant workers. Promote their protection and advocates for their smooth reintegration into Philippine society. Institutionalizing the OE program, the 22-point labor employment agenda in 2010. Facilitation of the reintegration of returning OFWs by favorable terms and investment, tax incentives, access to government financial institution, other benefits that are offered to foreign investors. Investment in the formal and regular skills training and upgrading of our services workers, and utilize returning OFWs to conduct training so they may transfer skill learned abroad. Assistance to OFWs achieving financial stability through training, investment, and saving programs. Review of continuing deployment of workers to countries which are high and medium risk areas, as well as the continued deploy of workers in high risk occupation. Create of one-stop shop for processing application overseas work and seeking redress for review of continued deployment of workers to countries which are high and medium risk areas, as well as the continued deployment of workers in high risk occupation. Creation of one-stop shop for processing application for overseas work and seeking redress for grievance. The President's social contract with the Filipino people in 2010. Creating jobs at home so that working abroad will be a choice rather than a necessity. When the citizens choose to become OFWs, their welfare and protection will still be the government's priority. Republic Act 10022 in 2010, amending RA 8042, restriction of deployment of workers. Only countries complain and complainant with the guarantees of protection as certified by the DFA, mandatory insurance coverage for agency hired workers. POEA rules and regulation of OE in 2002. Difficult to enter, easy to operate, and easy to go policy. Safe nets for the protection of workers. Republic Act 9422 in 2007 reinforced the regulator regulate POEA rules and regulation of OE in 2002. Difficult to enter, easy to operate, and easy to go policy. Safeness for the protections of workers. Republic Act 9422 in 2007. Reinforcement the regulatory function of POEA.
Role of POEA, core functions, industry regulation, employment facilitation, workers protection. Industry regulation issues license to private agencies and ship manning companies to engage in overseas recruitment. Ang POEA ang nag-i-issue ng lisensya o nagpapahintulot sa mga private agency at ship manning companies dito sa Pilipinas para makilahok sa mga overseas recruitment. Accredits or registers foreign principals and employers hiring Filipino workers. Sila nagbibigay kapangyarihan sa mga foreign employers para makapag-hire ng mga manggagawang Pilipino. Implements a system of incentives and penalty for private sector participants. Nagpapatupad ng sistema ng incentive at mga penalty o parusa para sa mga private sector na kalahok sa programang ito. Monitors overseas jobs advertisement. Sinusubaybayan nila ang mga job advertisement na nagmumula sa ibang bansa. Sets minimum employment standards. Sila ang nagseset sa mga pamantayan o sa paghahanap ng trabaho sa mga trabahong inalok ng ibang bansa. Sila ang nagseset ng mga pamantayan dito. Conducts agency education and agency performance evaluation program. Nagsasagawa sila ng mga programa para sa kauunlad ng mga agency at para maging mas sanay ito sa mga ganitong klase ng programa. Employment facilitation approves manpower request of foreign principals and employers. Ang POEA ang nag-approve ng request ng mga foreign employers para makapag-hire sila ng mga manggagawang Pilipino at kung gaano karami ang kanilang kailangan na manggagawa. Evaluates and processes employment contract of OFWs. Sila ang nag-evaluate at nagpa-process o ang naglalakad ng mga employment contract ng mga OFW sa ibang bansa. Assist departing OFWs at the ports of exit. Inaalalayan nila o tinutulungan ang mga OFW na uuwi papunta sa mga port of exit. Monitors labor market through conduct labor market research and maintenance of labor market info system. Pag-monitor sa mga labor market sa pamamagitan ng pag-conduct o pagsasagawa ng mga research tungkol dito at kung paanong sistemang nangyayari sa labor market. Facilitates the deployment of workers hired through government-to-government arrangement. Sila ang nag-aayos sa pagde-deploy ng mga manggagawa sa ibang bansa sa pamamagitan ng pakikipag-ugnayan sa gobyerno nito. Provides a system of workers' registrations. Sila rin ang nagpo-provide o nagbibigay ng rehistro o nagre-register para maging mga Pilipino ay maging isang OFW. Workers' protection. Implement the government's program on anti-illegal recruitment and anti-trafficking campaign, including provision of legal assistance to victims of illegal recruitment. Sila ay nagpapatupad ng mga programa para malabanan ang anti-illegal recruitment o ang illegal na pagre-recruit at anti-illegal na pagre-recruit at anti-trafficking campaign, at kasama na nito ang pagbibigay nila ng legal na tulong o assistance sa mga biktima ng illegal recruitment. Conducts pre-employment orientation seminar to prospective OFWs nationwide. Sila ay nag-conduct o nagsasagawa ng mga pre-employment orientation o yung mga orientation na bago pa lamang ma-deploy ang isang manggagawa para makatulong sa kanila sa kanilang magiging trabaho sa ibang bansa. Hears and arbitrates complaints and cases filed against recruitment and manning agencies, foreign principals and employers, and overseas workers for reported violation of POAA rules and regulation except for money claims. Sila rin ang dumidinig at naipaglaban sa mga complaint o reklamo ng mga OFW against o laban sa mga recruitment agency o sa mga employer dahil ang mga ito ay nag-violate sa rules and regulation ng POAA. At maliban na lang kung sila ay naghahabol sa pera. Sets minimum deployment standards. Sila din ang nagseset ng pamantayan sa kung sino at ilan ang ide-deploy sa ibang bansa. Pursues bilateral regional labor agreements with labor countries of destination of OFWs. Sila rin ang naipag-usap sa mga labor countries at nakipag-agree sila dito dahil magde-deploy sila dito ng mga manggagawang Pilipino. Maintains a database of workers documented by the POAA. Pinapanatili nila ay naglalagay sila ng mga database ng mga manggagawa kung saan ito ay documented ng POAA para sa kanilang kaligtasan. Prepare OFWs global mapping and profiling. Sila rin ay nagsasagawa ng global mapping and profiling para malaman kung saang mga lugar sa ibang bansa naroon ang mga OFW at kung sino-sino mga ito. Implements gender-sensitive programs. Nagsasagawa sila ng mga sensitibong programa ukol sa mga kasarian. Networks with non-government organizations, workers' organization which serve as a feedback mechanism of its policies, programs, and services. Nakipag-ugnayan sila sa mga non-government organization, sa mga workers' organization, at ito nagsisilbing feedback tungkol sa kanilang programa at mga serbisyo. Provides repatriation assistance through licensed recruitment agency. Sila rin ang nagbibigay ng assistance o tulong sa mga babalik na Pilipino sa pamamagitan ng mga lisensyadong recruitment agency. Thank you.